Hello everyone, welcome to another walkthrough for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Today I'll be showing you hard mode Karaga's Palace. We are here at the first boss, Bone Thrasher. This is a very basic endurance based fight. Bone Thrasher himself cannot be taunted. He attacks whoever he wants whenever he wants. So what you must do is everybody that is in the group must be grouped up on one point in the fight. What you have to do before you start is turn on your target of target. This shows you who Bone Thrasher is targeting. You must do this because the person who Bone Thrasher is targeting must walk away from the other group, preferably on the opposite side of the circle, as you can see the circle we are fighting in, so that it is only the person he is targeting that takes the damage. He does a frontal cleave, which does a very large amount of damage to the people caught in it. Also, you want to make sure you stay well within the platform, well within the center of the platform, because he has a knockback that can knock you off the platform. When you're off the platform, you'll be knocked into acid, which will kill you almost instantly. If you battle res, you have a 60% chance of getting stuck inside the acid. So don't get knocked into the acid. As you can see here, one of our DPS did get knocked into the acid. This is very bad because the enrage timer on this boss is very tight. You must have all your DPS doing as much as they can the entire fight. Also, throughout the fight, a Gamorrean guard will spawn onto the platform. He will be marked with a red light shining up from him. You must kill this guard as fast as you can. If Bone Thrasher walks over and eats him, Bone Thrasher will go into a soft enrage, dealing a very high amount of damage, which can possibly wipe your raid. As you can see here, the Gamorrean guard is up, and we have killed him. He is very easy to kill, but you have to watch out for him. Bone Thrasher will most likely finish hitting whoever is hitting, and then go for the guard. Also, at 50% health, Bone Thrasher will spawn 2 ads. These ads must be either CC'd or burned down. They are the lions or cats or whatever you want to call them that you first encountered when you came into this area. Other than that, this is an endurance heavy fight. The healers must pay attention. The tanks can't really do all that much, so my personal recommendation would be to put your tanks in DPS gear, or just have, if your tanks have a field respec, just have them switch to a full-on DPS stance. This way you have all the DPS you'll need, even if one of your DPS dies. After the fight, your tanks can switch back to their tanking gear or respec back to tank. Here we are at the second boss fight of the operation, Jargon Sorno. What you first want to do is split your ops group up into 2 groups, preferably with melee DPS in one group and ranged DPS in another. What you want to do is you want to have your ranged DPS on Jarg, and have your melee DPS on Sorno. As you can see here, I am a ranged and I'm on Sorno. This is because we do not have enough melee DPS. This is mainly because Jarg will do a flame AoE, which does a very large amount of damage. Also, you want to be able to have your ranged on Sorno because he has two channeled abilities. One is a unload, which is channeled. It does damage as the bar goes down. You must interrupt this as fast as possible to prevent healers from having to heal the tanks too much. Also, he has a heal, which is a cast heal. You can interrupt it any time along the bar as long as you interrupt it before it's finished channeled, before the cast is finished. This prevents Jarg and Sorno from being too far behind each other on their health. You want to make sure that their health is even throughout the fight, because the second one of them is destroyed, the other one will enrage, and he will do much more damage, causing a possible wipe. Also, throughout the fight you will hear Jarg and Sorno talk to each other about plan A, C, or D. At this point, Sorno will jetpack up to one of the awnings, and Jarg will drop aggro on whoever's tanking him and jump on somebody else. The second he drops aggro, a carbonization droid will drop down onto the tank who was tanking him before and freeze the tank. What the DPS must do is destroy this carbonizer droid as fast as they possibly can. Also, what you want your off tank to do, or the tank that was tanking Sorno, since Sorno is up on the awning, the off tank must grab Jarg so that Jarg doesn't run around the raid. Also, since Sorno is up on the awning, he will shoot down missiles that will appear as purple AoEs on the floor. You must get out of these AoEs. They do a very large amount of damage. After which you have killed both carbonizer droids, Sorno will jump back down, and then you'll have to resume DPSing him.
Whoever's he's targeting is who gets carbonized. So to save heals a bit, I'm just going to let you take the second one on it.
Also,
I just won't hit it with high
throughout the fight, Jarg will pull a random person to. Sorno will pull a random person to Jarg, and Jarg will do a flame AoE. As you can see here, you must get out of there as fast as you can to prevent all the flame damage coming to you. Other than that, this fight is relatively simple. It is a healer fight more than anything. The DPS must make sure to take down the carbonizer droids when they spawn. Here we are at the third encounter, or third boss fight of the operation, Foreman Crusher, or the Foreman Crusher. This fight is relatively uncomplicated, although there are some mechanics that you do have to watch out for. First off, when you first start the fight, there will be 4 adds that will be trying to hold down Foreman Crusher. What you must do is have your main tank taunt Foreman Crusher, and have your off tank pull the adds off into a separate group so the DPS can kill them easily with AoEs. After that, the DPS must go on to Foreman Crusher and start DPSing him down. Throughout the fight, red AoE circles will appear on the ground. At this point, Foreman Crusher is getting ready to throw a rock. This rock does approximately 10 to 15k damage. You must watch out for it. It can wipe an entire group if a healer or a DPS takes it. If a DPS takes it, you can reach the enrage. If a healer takes it, tanks could die. As you can see here, Foreman Crusher is relentlessly beating the crap out of whoever is tanking him. when you see this, this will happen when you see Former Crusher's about to go into a frenzy. At this point, the tank must use 1 or 2 of their defensive cooldowns in order to survive the barrage. After this, the tanks must swap aggro, as for the next frenzy, at which the tank who is then tanking him must use a cooldown, or defensive cooldown, and then after that they swap aggro. After the frenzy, Foreman Crusher will drop aggro on whoever he relentlessly beat the crap out of, and target a random person in the raid. After which he will go back to whoever was tanking him, or whoever taunts him off the DPS. At certain points throughout the fight, the red screen behind me, as you can see, will spawn ads before Gamorrean guards. Whoever is not tanking the Foreman Crusher must go and AoE taunt these ads so that the DPS can AoE them down. After this, the DPS goes back to DPSing down the boss. These are the only mechanics for the fight. Very simple, although you do have to pay attention. The tanks must know how to use their cooldowns. The tanks must swap aggro for Foreman Crusher, and the off tank must pay attention and prepare for ads to spawn from the back. If you do not grab those ads early, they will go all over the raid and kill or interrupt the healers and DPS, causing a possible tank death or just outright killing a healer. This cannot happen, otherwise you will wipe. Thank you for watching. If you would like me to do this fight from either a tanking or a healing perspective, please leave a comment in the thread below. If there's something specifically you want to see a walkthrough for, also leave a comment in the thread below. Thank you for watching. Yep, that's it.